Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1, yo. What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Pig Trail Network YouTube channel. I'm the creator and the host of the PTN, Ty Hudson. Yeah, how's it going? Hope you guys had a wonderful week. Hope you enjoyed the video that came out today. We had a lot of just awesome stuff happen today with the Hog Talk podcast, by the way, if you haven't heard. I mean, quite the achievement, not going to lie. I'm not one to I've worked on accepting compliments, like I'm working on that, and thinking a little bit better of myself. When someone says, hey, good job, don't brush it off. Learn to take compliments better. So, all of us here at the Hog Talk, though, worked hard for this. We are now we have joined the Hit the Line, ESPN's Hit the Line podcast network. Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, John Neighbors used to be, the morning host of the Morning Rush. He's now down in Little Rock. He's unaffiliated, but I know a lot of you guys know who he is, especially those of you down in Central Arkansas. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're like, I don't know, the Three Amigos. Well, I don't know how many podcasts they have on that lineup. They've added some stuff. Hit That Line's trying to expand, but regardless, it's really cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, episode 128 was released today, so you can check out. That link should be active down below if you want to go listen to that. Kyle and I kind of, we just talk about the game, kind of like what we're doing tonight. So if you've watched the video, you know where I stand, right? And if you heard the podcast, you know where Kyle Sutherland stands. Kyle, I think, took Auburn by 3. He might be in chat. Kyle, if you're in chat, tell him what you think, buddy. Let me read chat really quick. Robert Ainsworth, yo, what's up, Robert? How you doing? Nicholas Kendrick, hey. Nicholas, how you doing? Big man Ross, what's up, Ty? What's up, Ross? How you doing, buddy? Jeff McNeil, sup, Ty? What's going on? I'm ready for the game tomorrow, says Nicholas. Rick Carr, Tyzilla, howdy from Australia, the real deep south. Go Hogs. Yeah. Yeah. Jeff McNeil, glad it's 3 o'clock game. Yeah, and they've actually moved the game over to ESPN from SEC Network. I honestly, that's big time for the Hogs. That's awesome. That means they think highly of the game, right? I won't watch the game because tomorrow is our baby shower, but that's okay with me. Well, congratulations, big man Ross. Congrats on the baby. That's awesome. Good for you. The game is live in Brisbane at 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Wow. Did not expect you to pick the Hogs, says Arkansas is better than you think. I did. I picked them. It was a hard one. And I've said before, I need to come up with like a meter, right? Like how 247 has the confidence in their crystal ball picks. If you wanted my confidence level in that, it's not super high of Arkansas winning, but I don't know. I think they have a legit shot. Most realist of the world are picking Auburn or whatever, but I get it. I still think Arkansas looked better against Georgia. I thought what they did against Mississippi State mattered. And it's a big game, and this is huge because it shows you that wasn't just a fluke. I mean, holding Mississippi State to good grief, are you kidding me? Of course that wasn't a fluke, but you got to prove that to the world, right? So these players know that. Carson Moreto says, Ty, how big would this win be? Interested to see how the weather plays into the game, enjoying this channel, man. Hey, I appreciate that, Carson. I'm glad you enjoy the content. I really do. So, yeah, also, for anyone who's new, please remember to like, comment, question, whatever. Share the content across social media. That's big. When you share the content, guys, that means the world to me. It really helps the channel out. We've grown. And I again, learning to accept compliments. Over 400,000 total views, and 75% of that's been in the last 2 years. During the reign of Chad Morris. Hard to believe. But I couldn't be here without you guys. I really do appreciate that. But yeah, like, comment, questions, if you have them, send them my way. Make sure you @Ty. Make sure you're pointing out that you're talking to me and not talking to someone else in chat. I know sometimes you guys carry on different conversations, and I get lost in the middle of it. So make sure you @Ty, or whomever you're talking to. That might actually help the conversation flow a little bit better. But yeah, 400,000 views, 3,000 something subs, man. I don't push highlights. It's just us. It's just me and you. That's all this channel is, right? I'm pushing out one edited video a week. Really proud. I'm really proud of what's happening here. It's pretty cool. I'm really proud of Hog Talk Podcast, too. That's just unbelievable. That's really great. God, I hope we beat that bum Chad Morris. I had to okay that. Just want you to know. Again, Carson, I appreciate the comment, my man. Appreciate that. I am tired, if you can't tell. I did not sleep at all last night. Good news is I've got the house to myself all weekend. I'm really excited about that. Arkansas is better than you think, says Ricky Stromberg. Basically said on Instagram that this is definitely personal for him. I didn't see that. I love how Auburn players are taken to Twitter. We talked about it on the podcast. They're taken to Twitter and they're like, "This is personal." Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you have to deal with 0 SEC wins the last 2 years? My bad. Did you have to deal with the incompetence, the lack of preparedness each game? Was that you the last 2 years, or was that Arkansas? Thanks to the guy who's calling your broken ass offense. I think that's ridiculous. I think that is so ridiculous. This is personal for him, and it's personal for us. And then apparently he's telling the defense like what the players what they should look out for, what all the players on offense are capable of doing. It's such a load of horse shit, and we all know it. Congratulations, Mr. Hudson, you sexy biatch. Thanks to Zazie. I appreciate that, man. Greg says, if we beat Auburn by 20 or more, will you shave the beard? No. I might do a keg stand. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to have a keg stand. Or I'm not going to have a keg. I can't do that. I can't promise things like that. First time on this chat, I'm picking the Hogs. What's up, Sean? How you doing, man? Picking the Hogs 24-10. I got Hogs winning 17-14. Going to be a slugfest in the rain. Yeah, I guess the Hurricanes it's back up to Category 3. Is that what they said? That's crazy. Hello, Ty. Go Hogs, says Castle Lord. How you doing, Castle? I hope you're doing okay. Hope all's well. Arkansas is better than you think, says found your channel during the Chad Morris era and instantly fell in love with it. Man, you are. I appreciate that. I really do. It's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is hard to produce content during what's going on right now in our household. It's tough, but put a lot of elbow grease into this channel, put a lot of elbow grease into the Hog Talk podcast. Hog Talk is doing so well. The channel's doing so well. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I mean that. I really do. I mean that. I appreciate the kind words. Obviously, I wasn't a fan of Chad. Thought it was time to go. When I was going through all the video that I could find on YouTube when Chad got fired, I came across, and I actually downloaded. I saved the video. I want to do a cut up so bad. It's the media walking up and down Dixon Street. I guess Dixon Street, and they're asking students and people on Dixon Street what they thought about the firing. And one guy is like, "Yeah, I think that was too soon. I think they should have given him another year." And I'm just like, I did see that in chat. We had people come through here and say that hell, it could have been that guy. I don't know. He looked kind of inebriated, though. It was Dixon Street. It'll get you. It'll get you, Dixon Street will. But I don't know. I don't know how anybody. I don't know how anybody could witness what happened here the last 2 years and tell me that, yeah, no, should have given Chad another year. He won 0 conference games. Sam Pittman got a conference game in week 2 of SEC play. It took Sam 2 games to get an SEC win. By the way, against a pretty solid Mississippi State football team. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, and yeah, like I've said it here, I'll own up to it. I did pick Auburn to win the SEC West. I like Bo Nix. I don't know if you guys saw Jordan Rogers on Twitter put this, did a whole breakdown on what was going on with Auburn's offense, and it's like, look, I'm not anywhere near that guy's level. I mean, he's a former quarterback. He knows what he's talking about. And when he's breaking down that offense, though, I'm like, is that what happened here the last 2 years? We ran a high school offense because he's talking about protections. He's talking about quarterbacks having the ability to call out protections and to be able. You used to hear the term a lot, slide protection. You remember when Petrino was here? You heard that a lot, sliding your protection, leaving it up to your quarterback to identify. You got to find the linebacker or the mic. You got to figure out who's your danger, who's your fire. Every team has their own terminology for it, but the guy that's coming, like how much pressure's coming, you got to call it out, right? That's allowed in this offense, but the protection's already pre-dialed in. They can't make any adjustments at the line of scrimmage. And I'll tell you right now, that's some high school bullshit. And that makes me wonder if that's what's been happening. That's what happened here, because that is everything. Letting your quarterback adjust to what's on the field is everything. And Jordan talked about, I wasn't really worried about, about what defense I was up against. It was more about what could I do to protect myself, because I should be able to get the snap, go through my reads, and let the ball rip. And you're not able to do that when you're running for your life. And you could see that so far this year. We saw that the last couple of years while Chad was here. I thought Chad would bring that magic as an offensive coordinator at Clemson, because look, you cannot overlook what he did as an OC there. I know everyone wants to talk about Deshaun Watson. That's a nerve. Every time I say that, it hits somebody's nerve. But I don't care. You don't do what he did at Clemson. Look, that's the reason why he got hired as the OC at Arkansas. That's the reason, head coach at Arkansas, because of what he did. He didn't get hired here because he was at SMU. I said that here 1,000 times. I've said it on the Hog Talk. I've said it on when I had the PTN, the Pig Trail Pod. Said it there. He wasn't hired because of what he did as an SMU head coach. He was hired because of what he did as a Clemson offense coordinator. It just didn't work out here, and I thought, okay, he's going to get back to his he's going to get back to his roots. Gus is going to give him full control of the offense, and Bo Nix is a capable quarterback. They ought to be just fine up front, even though they're replacing a lot of talent. They weren't able to do it, and they look awful. Like, their offense they just look discombobulated. You got the wrong guys running the wrong routes on key downs. Yeah, it's bad. Ty, what would it take? What would it take for you to shave it? I'm not shaving the beard. I'm not doing it. If we win, would you agree to a shot? A simultaneous shot? I mean, if you're talking about like liquor, I don't have much. I don't even have beer in the fridge right now. I hope someone gets a late hit out of bounds and accidentally runs over Chad. You guys. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Sorry I'm late. Gavin, welcome, man. You guys don't ever worry about being late. I get someone every time, I'm sorry I'm late. Don't worry about it. Hey, we all got lives to live. I get it, but I do appreciate you coming in, Gavin. Jay Massey, Arkansas plays Chad Morris and Gus Saturday. Cowboys play Jason Garrett on Sunday. Winning both would make up for 2020. So, Jay, you're apparently a Cowboys fan. Yeah, that'd be a big win, wouldn't it? I know Cowboys fans would love that. Let's see. Arkansas is better than you think says, you, Trey Biddy, and RJ Young are people I really love to listen to. Man, that's awesome. Again, I appreciate that. Michael Stanger. Is that Stanger? Stanger? It's personal. Arky 56. If the run game can come through, Arky will win. Arky 56 says Arky will win. Hope you're doing well, Pops. Yeah, and again, made that case in the video. Get the north-south run game going. Offensive line. Auburn has not been very good against the run. I had that pulled up here, and of course I I may have closed it out. But Auburn has not been very good against the run this year. They've been more or less dominated along the line of scrimmage. They've given up on offense 4 sacks on the year. And while that's not terrible, especially when you consider they played a salty Kentucky defense, a salty Kentucky football team, and then you add in Georgia, that's actually not terrible. Sounds very reminiscent to Arkansas, right? You're not giving up a lot of sacks, but you've been unable to get the run game going. If you get the north-south run game figured out, it opens up so much for this offense. Especially this week, you've got to be able to take advantage of Auburn in the trenches. This has to be the week that happens. This has to be the week you get the run game going. Let the SEC know just who, assuming Boyd's healthy, just what he's capable of, as if they don't know what he's done the last couple of years. But this is a guy that was what did he get, like a 4th round, 3rd round projection? At least that's what he told Twitter last year. I never found out. I never got any evidence or never saw any evidence to that, but that was the claim not only made by him but by a couple other media members that he was given a pretty decent draft grade, and he decided to come back. Obviously, it wasn't 1st round. I don't think it was 2nd round. Maybe it was 3rd or 4th round. But you're talking about a legitimate NFL back. It's time for him to just take off, kick the tires, light the fires. Time to get the run game going. I would love to see TJ Hammonds involved more in the north-south run game. I don't mind him going outside. I don't mind him setting out the edge because that's what he's capable. I think that's his strength is once he hits the outside edge. But these end around, double reverse, scrap that play. Please, for the love of God, don't run that play this week. Don't worry about using an end around. You don't need to use tricks to utilize TJ Hammonds. You don't need to utilize tricks. Line him up. You could smoke screen, tunnel screen, draws. There's other ways you can utilize TJ Hammonds than just trick plays. And I don't understand why that's been such an issue, especially his time on campus. It's like nobody can figure out how to utilize his talent, how to utilize his athleticism. And I think he's capable of being a north-south guy, but I think he's better set as an outside edge runner. Rakeem Boyd is your between the tackles runner, and it needs the run game needs to find its place this week. It's the same in any offense outside of the air raid because the air raid doesn't utilize the run game very much or at all under Leach. But it's the same in any offense. A balanced attack is the best attack. And once you open up one side of the offense, whether that's pass or run, then the other side should be able to benefit, right? If your run game gets going, it's going to allow Felipe Franks to spread his wings and throw over the top, throw to the outside edge, throw to the slant and hitch routes. Hopefully find Devion Warren on another fade, on a fade route into the end zone. That'd be great to see. And I've been what we've seen or the lack of what we've seen from the run game actually speaks pretty highly of Felipe Franks. Without a threat of a run game, he's still able to be a somewhat competent quarterback. His pass completion ratio on the year is pretty good. I think he's north of like 65% pass completion. I don't know what his adjusted QBR is and everything yet, but I don't have that pulled up in front of me. But it speaks volumes to what he's been able to do as far as just being what looks like a system quarterback. Like I think that's what he's capable of being in this offense. A guy that can just keep you going, but he's not been able to maintain drives. You've had receivers dropping balls and the run game not being there. And again, it goes back to the inability of getting push up front along the line of scrimmage. They've got to get that figured out, and it needs to happen this week. So I agree. Get the run game going. Arkansas should be in pretty good shape to be competitive in this game. Mr. TW, hey, y'all be sure to like and share. I don't know why that was held for review. I think it thought you said hell. Just heard Auburn will be very thin at linebacker, according to an Auburn media guy. Yeah, well, they're without KJ Britt, who's an all-conference. I think he was either leading tackler a year ago. I think he was, and I think he was their leading tackler this year. I think he had like 14 tackles against Kentucky. That's a big deal. That weakens their front seven. When you stack the box, you're going to be without him. That's a big deal to them. To me, that's the equivalent of not having bumper pull on the field. Now, was having this conversation actually with Arky56 earlier today, and to which he said they'll just put the next guy in. But it's not that simple. I get that it's Auburn. They recruit really well. I get that. But it's not that simple. The next guy up maybe he's great. I don't know. Maybe he comes in and performs well. That is absolutely possible. That could absolutely be the case. But it's highly unlikely. Again, not impossible, but highly unlikely that the next guy up is as good as KJ Britt. You're talking about an all-conference badass linebacker who they're going to be without. Come Saturday evening, you'll need it. I don't know what you're talking about. Hope Auburn does everything Chad tells them to do. Oh, rain down on me. The Chad Morris, the Chad Morris diss. The diss comments, they're pretty funny. I really feel like Arkansas has to lose the game. Okay. Congratulations on all your success, Ty. Sub number 187. Go Hogs. Thanks, Blake. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Just got here. What did I miss? You missed everything. I just laid it out. 3 steps to win big on Wall Street. You missed it all. Do you think TJ Hammonds has a spot on a pro team? Oh, I got to see what he does at the college level first, right? He hasn't done much in college. He's not been utilized enough. I don't know if he's a pro caliber back or not. He's got the speed. I think he has the speed. I think he has the athleticism, but, that's not everything. There's a lot of other things that got to come along with it. Keep the show up. Love the show. First show to comment. Oh, keep the show up. Love the show. First show to comment. Oh, well, thank you, Alexander Corte. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm running on probably about 4 hours of sleep. Brown, Fouché, and Catalan on the field together is scary for anyone's passing game. I agree, Azazian. I agree 100%. Arkansas is better than you think. Says it seems Auburn's team does not have good chemistry. I already sent you the board report on Twitter. I think it can be a huge factor in the game. I agree. Celtics for life. We need to contain Big Cat. If Arkansas contains Big Cat, we win. He could be a problem. I thought he got a little banged up in the last game, but maybe not. I'm so back and forth about this game, it pisses me off, says Gav. I know, and that's the thing. I didn't know. I almost had to flip a coin because I think it's going to be close. And like I said, I don't have a lot of confidence in my pick, but I went with it anyways. 22-19. Was that what I said? 22-19 Arkansas. I saw SEC Mike has Auburn favored like 31-13. I don't know what. That's an odd pick considering what Arkansas's defense has been this year so far. Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, okay. Georgia came in. They went with a fourth-string walk-on quarterback, Stetson, who turns out, of course, to be a really solid quarterback in that offense. But you saw what Arkansas did to Mathis and how highly praised the Georgia media was over that kid. Arkansas chewed him up and spit him out. Again, yeah, they gave up a lot of points in the second half in that game, but Arkansas didn't do themselves any favors in that game either. And then you fast forward to what they did against Mississippi State, and SEC Mike's going to pick Auburn to rack 30-plus points up on Arkansas's defense. I just don't see that. Again, not impossible. Maybe it was a fluke last week. Maybe it was. I just have a hard time seeing that, especially with how much better they look on the field. Just how much better they look at the point of attack, how much better they look, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The front seven is playing their asses off. The other thing is the linebackers have been spectacular. But, we're starting as the year goes by. You've got guys like Jonathan Marshall who's getting praise. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he ties the for the what is it, quarterback hurry in under 2 seconds stat. And that was from was that whose stat was that? Was that Pro Football Focus? Was that PFF? I'm pretty sure it was. So he's grading out pretty high with them. Bumper Pool is just a tackling machine. Their ability to tackle in the open field is the best that we've seen in a while. Mr. T-Dub says, I think Arkansas is trending better than Auburn going into Saturday. That's why I say Arkansas will have to lose this game. I see. I.e. turnovers, missed. I see what you're saying. Okay. Missed assignments, etc. We've seen improvement in all phases since week 1. Absolutely. They're better on both. Even though the offense has been not great, you still have seen flashes of what that offense can be. And that's, we want to see that put together. I'd love to see them play. I would just love to see them play 2 solid halves, right? I'm not asking you to score, but let's avoid the 3 and outs. If this does end up being a game that depends on special teams, then you're going to need to play field position. So I would love to see them if they are forced to punt, do it in front of your 35, do it in front of your 40, right? Where you're able to pin them back a little bit. We're able to maybe to back them up to the 10, 5, or possibly even the goal line. Special teams will have to show up in this one for sure. I think field goals are going to be huge in this game. I think punt returns, punt coverage has got to get better for Arkansas, by the way. Your special teams are going to have to play, I think, damn near perfect. Again, you got to establish the run game. Absolutely. Cody Honey says Auburn won't score more than 21. I honestly don't think they'll get that much. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just about execution. The offense really, really needs to work on execution. Franks needs to get more consistent and not make as many mistakes. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know that he's making a ton of mistakes. Now, maybe that is the issue that happens with Saturday. You never overlook a team like Auburn that has the kind of talent that they have on defense, just in terms of the star power, right? What's proven, what talent's been developed, like what level are they playing at on defense? It's not one that's super scary. They're giving up a ton of rushing yards right now, or not a ton, but a lot. I don't know that Felipe Franks, you look at Georgia, and that's Georgia. Like, they're going to force turnovers. And then the way he played last week, what was his pass completion ratio? Like 70%? I thought he played actually pretty solid football last week. If he can continue that, just be a game manager. Don't turn the ball over. Get the run game going. Set the outside edge, for the love of God. Find a way. Spread the offense out as much as you can. Good Lord, get Burks and Knox, especially Knox. I would love to see Knox just tear it up. What a beat, Ty. Killer pre-snap show. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You think Boyd Smith could finish the year McFadden-Jones type year? No, I don't, Thomas, for a number of reasons. McFadden and Jones had a lot more to work with in terms of what they had up front, right? The offense, even though they didn't have a huge passing threat, were still, it seems to me like when McFadden and Felix were here, the offense was a lot more crafty when you talk about the Wildcat and everything. They were a little bit more sound up front. Well, a lot more sound up front on the offensive line. I mean, you had pro prospects on that offensive line. You had a very underrated offensive line that year, and of course, Darren McFadden is Darren McFadden, right? But I like the odds that these two could become something pretty damn good in this offense, though. I like the idea of Boyd and Traylon Smith. I like the idea of that kind of, maybe not thunder lightning, but a change of pace, right? I mean, it's going to have to be, and I think from this point on, you've got to welcome the idea of running back by committee if it works. If one guy's unable to get it going, but then the other guy's able to come in and get something going on the ground, then there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with change of pace. By the way, that's like 75% of the NFL, maybe more than that, actually. Nobody has just one singular running back that they rely on, even if health is out of the question. Like, if you're not talking about, which health is always the question, but even if it's not because of injury concerns, and there's everyone outside of maybe the Cowboys with Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm blanking on the other guys, but there's very few teams that don't have that going on in the backfield where you have a running back by committee. And I think that's kind of what Arkansas is leaning towards doing with Traylon, and I am okay with that. TJ Hammonds, I think, should be in the mix as well. I love what the capability that they have back there, the possibilities are what's, with what they have to work with in the backfield are pretty good. They've just got to get more push up front on the offensive line. It's such an issue up there that they're not getting any push. They're not getting any push. They're not creating gaps and holes. They're missing assignments. Zach Arns was pointing that out on Twitter. He was pushing up videos pointing out the missed assignments. They've got to get that cleaned up. And if they do, we all know you've got at least one hell of a talented player up front in Ricky Stromberg. The guys around him need to play better as a unit. Chat's going pretty quick here. But I do appreciate the comment and the question, Thomas. Thank you, man. All I want for Christmas is to beat Auburn and Mizzou. That's all I want. I would be absolutely fine if those were your only 2 wins. Really. I would be absolutely okay with that. I agree. Howdy, Woo Pig Suey family. What's up, Doug Stubbs? How you doing, man? The only reason why I scream at my TV is for because of the offense going 3 and out. Yeah, I agree. Mark Douglas, how you doing, sir? Grant Morgan's jump in 1 year reminds me of Zach Painter, a so-so guy, but a definite coordinator coach change, and suddenly his play jumps off the screen. Him and Bumper Pool we always knew was going to be something special. I've always felt pretty good about him. I called him an all-conference caliber linebacker during the preseason, and here he is putting on a hell of a performance. He could dip. I don't know. Morgan, I was completely wrong on. I took shots at him, not going to lie. I did. I said, I don't know what you got in him. I don't know. But that's your answer at the other position. I don't know how things are going to go at linebacker, and I was wrong. Morgan has proven me wrong, and I am okay with it. As I always say here, there's no one else that's more excited about being wrong than yours truly when it comes to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Morgan has been a pleasant surprise. And, I want that on the offense. I want someone to stand out, someone who maybe we were kind of, I don't know about. I don't know who that could be, but I would like for someone to stand out. And maybe that is I almost said Nick Starkel. Oh, Lord. Maybe that is Felipe Franks. Of course, Felipe, it's year 1 for him here, but I would love for someone to take the reins on offense and get this thing figured out. And it's obviously going to have to start with the run game. Just overall 25% improvement from last week to this week will make us strong contenders. Look for a progression, not perfection. I like that. I like what he said there. We are definitely headed in the right direction, says Mr. TW. I agree. What up, Ty? What's going on? Tyler Humphrey. That is an awesome name, by the way. Tyler. Sounds like a Star Wars name. It's Tylus Nightwalker, Sith Lord. I went all nerdy on you. What's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Arkansas is better than you think, says some of Frank's biggest problems is he holds on to the ball too long. He does not throw the ball away, and that drives me crazy. I do agree with that. I agree. You're not wrong there. He tries to force a throw on the run sometimes, which can lead to some disappointing loss of yardage. Yeah. What's up with Oklahoma State being ranked number 10? I bet OU fans are drinking heavily this season. Makes me so happy. You must live in Northwest Arkansas or the River Valley. Oh, how we hate the Sooners around here. They're not even a rival. What's up, Ty? Been a while. Haven't been able to catch you live. Think our defense is going to have another big game. Offense takes a step forward. What you thinking? I nailed it. River Valley. Oh, people, if you don't live in the River Valley or Northwest Arkansas, you just don't understand the hatred we have for Oklahoma. Oh, my gosh. It is real. I don't know that and I hate to say this, and they're not all this way, but I don't know that I've ever truly met an OU fan that was, like, level-headed. You could probably say the same thing about Hog fans. Like, we're not very level-headed, but, when those guys lose, it is – they'll punch you in the face. Like they're ridiculous. I've heard of bar fights down the River Valley. Dixon Street, they know better. They'll get that wouldn't end pretty. But I've heard in the River Valley it gets a little wild. OU is a much hated program up here. Mizzou, Oklahoma we can't stand them. Can't stand them up here. Can't stand them. So answering your question, Jesse. Defense is going to have their hands full with Nix if they're unable to get any pressure. Now, the good news is you've been able to get pressure. I would love to see that pressure result in sacks, loss of yardage. We haven't seen enough of that this year. We've seen a little bit. We've gotten a taste, but I want more. I want sacks. I want to just corral them in the back in the backfield as often as possible. Let's bring the heat. This week, you're going to be able to stack the box. You're probably going to see a little bit more of the nickel or the 4-2-5. You're going to see them stack the box a little bit more this week. They're going to try everything they can. You're going to need to keep everything out in front of you. Contain the outside. Contain the flats. Don't let them set the edges. Don't let them draw play you to death. Don't let Nix get in any kind of rhythm. I think they do a pretty good job of corralling Auburn's offense because. That should go without saying with Chad Morris being the OC. The thing that worries you, though, is that Gus does seem to perform better when his back's against the wall. Losing to Arkansas, it could. I don't know that they fire him the next week, but it would not sit well with Auburn fans. You don't lose to the team that's been a dumpster fire for the last 3 years. You don't lose to that team. You don't lose to Arkansas, and right now who's been bad in the SEC West. This year, I don't think that's the case. I think we can all agree. Arkansas is far better than they've been the last 3 years. But they're going to, again, the defense is going to have to stack. Watch the outside edge. Don't let Nix get in rhythm, get pressure. He is an impatient quarterback. He's only thrown 1 pick, though, this year. But he can get a little impatient. There have been times I watched them, I think it was the Kentucky game, and the pocket's not even collapsing. The pocket's not even collapsing, and the guy steps forward. Bo Nix steps forward and then tries to go around the tackle who's dealing with a defensive end and has to go out of his way, and the play results in an incomplete pass that could have been picked. So he gets a little impatient, and I think Arkansas, they'll make you pay. They will make you pay if that quarterback doesn't, if Bo Nix doesn't, if he's not patient inside the pocket. If he wants to try and run around, the way Arkansas's front seven have played this year, the way Bumperpool and Morgan and that the defensive front has played this year, they're going to make you pay. They're either going to force you to make a bad throw, they might get a sack, or they're going to force you out of bounds. They're going to do something. They're going to take advantage. The answer so far has been this year they're going to pick you off. They're going to get an interception. Fouché, someone back there, or they're going to force a fumble. That's the other thing no one's talking about. We're forcing turnovers, man. The second you make a mistake, Arkansas is making you pay. And that has to happen this week, I think, if Arkansas wants to get the dub. Again, don't let Nix get in any kind of motion. Don't let him get in any kind of rhythm. Oh, I really hope last week wasn't a fluke. Me and you both. Bo Nix is a terrible name for quarterback. I don't know. It sounds like something from, oh my gosh, Friday Night Lights, or what was the other one? I'm brain farting. What? Oh my gosh, Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues. It sounds like a name from Varsity Blues. Throw that blanket pigskin. That was a great movie. How about UTSA doing decent, coached by Traylor and Lunny? I agree. Good for them. Kind of surprising. Yeah, that is kind of surprising. I really didn't expect much out of them this year. Mr. TW, I live in Texarkana, and I hate OU fans more than you. I'm telling you, man, the hate is real. Born and raised in Texarkana, OU fans are the worst, says Mr. TW. And UT, Boomer Sooner equals sibling marriage. Oh, you guys. Razorback fan, yeah, goofy high school quarterback name. I don't know. I don't mind it. Bo Nix is like Frank's with inconsistent games. Sometimes he plays awesome, and other times he plays awful. Let's hope we get the awful for tomorrow. I thought if you go back to that Kentucky game, I thought he played pretty well. There was a couple of throws that he made that it was just, wow, okay, he's capable of doing some big things. And we got a glimpse of that last year, for sure. Don't have proof, but I bet our guys want to put their cleat on Chad's throat. We will win. I don't know. Sometimes we it's hard to. There's a different dynamic than the fan dynamic, right? Fans get angry when you don't win. When you say stupid things, you have stupid slogans, and they just don't work out. And I applaud Sam Pittman when he told the media that, yeah, I'm not really a guy for slogans, right? Even though he has the shirt in his office and he took that picture and put it on social media. When you do stuff like that, it's going to rile up the fans, especially with the contract that he was given. And I fault the U of A more than I fault Chad Morris for that. But, yeah, obviously he ran this thing into the ground for 2 years. Fans are pissed. Like I've said here before, it's not personal, but Gus Malzahn has done as much or maybe even more damage to the University of Arkansas. Not more damage, let me take that back. But he's done some damage to the University of Arkansas, and I'll tell you how. During these coaching searches that could have ended a lot quicker, we know that the rumors of Gus Malzahn coming to Arkansas were pretty thick, twice. And it was kind of led to believe, I can remember when Auburn was playing Alabama, that's all they talked about in the pregame. Does Gus Malzahn leave Auburn to go to Arkansas? There's no doubt that him and his agent used Arkansas to gain a favorable contract, right? He leveraged Arkansas to gain a favorable contract. He led fans, his agent led fans. You know how they bleed things to the media. And the board sat around and waited on their hands. Or sat around on their hands and forced Hog fans to wait. Time that could have been spent searching for another coach. No, instead they're waiting on what happens with Gus Malzahn. He didn't have the greatest reputation around here. Everyone outside of Springdale and Shiloh fans absolutely couldn't stand the guy. I was out of high school by the time he took over at Springdale. But no way. He was there his last year, I think. My last year. But I just never took it personal with Chad. It didn't work out. He had stupid slogans. Players didn't like playing for him. That's one thing. Now if he'd gone up to fans, flipped them off, called us a bunch of stupid rednecks, then that's different. I just personally don't. I get the frustration, like I've said before. I get the frustration. My issue, I take more of an issue with Gus Malzahn than I do Chad Morris. I think he leveraged Arkansas. I think him and his agent, very sleazy, comes off very sleazy that they kind of used Arkansas against Auburn. With the concerns of, knowing that Auburn was concerned that he might very well leave Auburn because of the pressure that was being put on by the administration, by their board, by their fans. They were feeling it, and Gus was, look, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to go to Arkansas. Well, they'll welcome me with open arms. Well, at least some of the people in Northwest Arkansas probably would, especially again here in Springdale. Again, I think he leveraged Arkansas, and to me, it's just slimy, sleazy. The board fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And I know. I know he's still got family members, friends around in this area. I've let it be known that I think the guy's a sleazeball. That's just my opinion. Especially the last couple of years. Hell, even I fell for it. I would have. I've said before, I would have taken him. Considering what Arkansas had, right? I would have taken him just because it's something better than what we had with the last couple of years of Brett Bielema and obviously the 2 years of Chad. But still a sleazeball. Hell, Bobby Petrino was a sleazeball, and the guy found ways to win, right? Like OU, let's see. I don't know, LK, an OU fan. Celtics, I don't know what you're saying here. He said, and I quote, OU lost to Iowa State because their fans are too close together. I told him, get out of Lincoln Riley's rear end. Make sure no flirting with Auburn cheerleaders, right? Gus is a POS for doing that. Yeah, I agree. Malzahn is an idiot. Used Arkansas for raise at Auburn. That's exactly what he did. And I understand the frustration. I'm frustrated with Chad. I mean, hell, my whole intro was about Chad in the last video. Chad deserves the heat that he's getting. There's no doubt about that. The fact that the guy won't even turn around and apologize, won't take to Twitter and thank the fans like, hey, look, sorry it didn't work out. Could have really ended things better, at least with the fans. He wasn't interested in that. Yeah, that sucks. That's a BS move is what that is. And he still won't. Maybe he will after this game. I don't know. Hopefully Arkansas kicks his ass. But I'm far more, if you're going to ask me who you invested in beating more, Gus Malzahn or Chad Morris, I'll tell you all day long, Gus Malzahn. This is the biggest game of the year for us. Get back at Malzahn and Morris in game one, or in one game. There is no better storyline this season. I agree. That is a storyline, and I think that's part of the reason why I got moved to ESPN. Absolutely. Yeah, so you think about it. The talk is out there that last week was a fluke. That is the talk out there. It happens. Not everyone buys in to what happened, and that's okay. You get a chance to shut everybody up. You get a chance to show that, you know what, year one, forget this 2-3 year rebuild. We're ready to go now. It shows that. It'd sure be great to get the offense going. And I'll tell you this much. If they do get the offense going and the defense continues to play how they've played the last week and most of the week before that, they'll win. They'll get the dub. Malzahn and his players he brought to Arkansas in 06 were too Hollywood weird vibe from the start. Yeah, I went and watched them play. They were for real. I mean, that was still that was some of the best high school football I've ever seen. The Springdale 5. And that's hard for me to say as a Purple Dog. That is very hard for me to say. I think Harbor plays Springdale tonight, right? And then Fayetteville, Springdale's next week, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. Again, sorry I'm lagged out. I'm ready to eat dinner and probably maybe watch the next episode of The Boys on Amazon Prime and then maybe go to bed. I'm exhausted. Which seem to think it's more pressure on the quarterback Saturday. That's a really good question. I don't know. I don't know. I hope it's Arkansas. I don't know, Jesse. I'm not entirely sure. I want to say Arkansas. I think it's possible, especially because you could run that 4-2-5. You could run the nickel. You could bring people into the box. You could crowd them up front, right? Got to watch the outside edge again. You cannot let them set the lanes. Got to watch their run game. They're tricky, obviously. They're supposed to be. That offense is designed to be tricky. Managing with misdirects and counter gives and things like that, and draws and screen plays, and you got to watch the tight end. We kind of saw a little bit of it. A fragment of that 30% installed offense. We kind of saw a little bit of what he wanted to do here. That's what it's designed to do. The trick's going to be what kind of adjustments Auburn has made since the first 2 weeks versus what they have coming on this week, what they plan to do this week. If they haven't made those adjustments, if they continue to play, if it's business as usual for Auburn like it's been this year, Arkansas will have more pressure on the quarterback and probably result in more sacks. My issue with Arkansas's offense is just the lack of the run game. And then when that happens, Auburn does have the talent to make things difficult, make life difficult for Felipe Franks. But we haven't really seen them do that to anybody yet this year. So, talking about Auburn and their ability to get to the quarterback. So, I don't know. I'm going to say Arkansas, but it very well could be Auburn that ends up getting in the backfield and being more disruptive than Arkansas. I don't know. Offensive line's got to step up big time this week. This is a game that is going to be it comes down to what happens in the trenches. It comes down to what happens up front of the line of scrimmage. Point blank. I want to see Dorian Gerald complete an entire game. Apparently he's out. I don't know how much truth there is to that. Was talking to somebody today in the DMs, said it looks like he's probably going to be out. Dorian Gerald won't be there. And there was a rumor that either Mo Brown, Burks, or Boyd, one of the three Bs, also would not be able to participate. So, Ty, give us the score. Already did. I did at the beginning. I think you came in late, though. But it was 22-19 is my prediction. Arkansas. That's my prediction. See you later, Ty. Next time I see you, the Hogs are 2-1. Chad Morris is talking about Auburn's 2-year plan. Let's hope that's the case. All right, tomorrow the plan is probably going to do a halftime show over on Hog Talk Podcast Facebook and then post-game here. That's the plan. Hopefully I have more sleep. I think I will. I've got an entire bed to myself, no kids tonight. I should get plenty of sleep. Get up tomorrow, watch some football, and hopefully watch Arkansas kick some Auburn ass. Ty, how poetic would it be that in Arkansas beating Auburn would cost Chad or Gus or both of their jobs? Oh, baby, Ty Story 2.0. I would love it. If we win, Morris will be done. So will Gus. I don't know how either of them survive. I really don't. With how things have gone so far this year for them, I don't know how they survive that. So I'm so damn excited. Me too. All right, I'm going to go watch The Boys on Prime, eat some dinner, go to bed, wake up, watch some football, and talk to you guys tomorrow. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sorry I'm laggy. I'm tired. My eyes are probably bloodshot. Are they bloodshot? I am so tired. To the Patreon supporters, I saw that we gained some more back this week. I appreciate that. I really do. That means a lot. Obviously, you guys being here and sharing the content also means a lot. There was an issue with the PayPal link. I don't know what was going on. I had someone ask me why they weren't able to donate through the PayPal link, so I posted it, the correct link, but I think it's the same link that I have posted in the description box. So it is up and running. If you don't want to become a member of the Patreon, you don't want to do a $4 a month thing, then feel free to check out that link. Again, it's down below in the description box. So I fear the one gone is Boyd. Yeah, again, there is a rumor that one of those three Bs may not be able to participate. Ty, get Cash App. I don't have PayPal anymore because they are jerks. I think I have Cash App. No, I've got the other one. I don't know what I have, but sorry. Maybe one day I'll get it and I'll post the link. Woo pig suey, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Behave yourselves or don't. Looking forward to it. Maybe I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I'm so jittery for this game tomorrow, you guys.